Hello, welcome to the ASEC News Studio. I'm Chris Kanarakis, and I'm here with two of the industry's leading analysts, Josh Greenbaum, Enterprise Applications Consulting, and Holger Mueller of Constellation Research. And we're going to talk about all the big announcements this week at Sapphire, what they think of it, what they think the messages are for customers. Josh, we had the big keynote from Bill McDermott, Hasso today, Quentin Clark today, Bernd Lurkert yesterday. A lot of stuff was said. If you could condense it all into a take-home message, what would it be?
Take-home message, I think, very simply, is that there is this thing called S4HANA. There's this thing called HCP,
I've heard of that,
HEC,
yeah.
And there's a roadmap. Needs a little refinement. I think Holger and I get to help you all do that, but it's there. There's a path to get from where you are to where SAP wants you to go. It's not necessarily going to happen overnight, but there is a path.
What do you think, Holger?
No, I agree. I mean, S4HANA is the message, right? The interesting thing is the way how to get there, like Josh said. And being a former product developer, the interesting thing to me is the choice they've taken, right? Because there's two fundamental ways to build a new suite, right? Yeah. You can build it separately, isolate people in different meeting room location. SAP has done that with by design. Mm-hmm. Unfortunately for everybody, not a big success. And the other one is, which SAP now has to take, is do it while the car is running, changing the wheels and the engine, right? Or changing the engine while the plane is flying, which is a little more scary even. So that's the path they've chosen. Yeah. So it'll be very interesting to see.
What needs more clarification for customers from SAP, in your opinion?
I've been sort of building a kind of a decision tree mentally for myself and trying to figure this out because there's so many starting positions.
Yep.
Yeah.
ECC 6, 7. You might be on premise. You may be doing a multi-country rollout. You might want to consolidate, and then there's where do you want to be? You want to go to Suite on HANA? Do you want to go to do you want to go to the cloud? Do you want to do how to that needs some real concrete understanding. But again, I think I kind of dug out the message and have a sense that it's there.
Yeah, I agree. There's so many different startup positions, right? SAP customers are all over in the life cycles, going from ECC to Suite on HANA to S4HANA potentially. So the most important thing for them is there value in doing something? That's the question we advise, coming back, drinking all the Kool-Aid, seeing all the announcements, the nice Sapphire location, come back and see, is there value in doing certain things? And then move forward.
One takeaway I had of my own was that they want to become not just a platform that helps you extend SAP, but really a strategic corporate platform for lots more than just extending SAP. Would you agree? And what are your thoughts on that notion?
Well, we were at the Quentin and Hasso's press conference. I actually asked them this question. And Quentin being ex-Microsoft, I said, "Are you ready to step up to be kind of the development and ecosystem partner that Microsoft is in terms of really seeing this?" They said yes, but. And we'll see what that,
So I think the message is still evolving. To me, the big takeaway is what was only underrepresented in Bernd Lurkert's keynote, where he roughly spoke a minute about extending beyond just HANA with using things like Hadoop and Spark, which almost were bad words. SAP 12 months ago. I had a big discussion with Hasso about this 12 months ago. Right. I asked him the question at Q&A. And now they're embracing that, and I think it's a big step for SAP customers, because otherwise I saw SAP on the losing side on the big data battle, because business relevant data is growing faster than in memory prices fall. So you would never be able to contain everything in HANA. So there's some very interesting things coming.
Right, which is heresy, but you got to say the truth.
It's no longer heresy, right? So Hadoop used to be a bad word around SAP Sapphire, right? Hadoop what, right? So, and that's no longer the case, and I think that makes me more optimistic, much more optimistic, because SAP will remain viable at looking at the data sources that are relevant for all kind of next generation applications like Internet of Things, social network analysis, all big data simulation things. Simulation was very prominent here. I was very positive about it.
Interesting stuff,
That is the next question. Their IoT strategy was laid out this week at Sapphire. In my opinion, a little bit vague, a little bit of maybe a vaporware announcement, but what do you think?
Well, so last week I was at an OSI Soft conference, and there's VP marketing, and OSI Soft is like industrial, hardcore plant, IT, not IT, operation systems, and their VP marketing said, "How many of you guys are doing IoT?" Nobody raised their hand. Well,
wow.
Wrong word. They're all doing IoT. They're the originals.
Yeah, right.
So I think part of the messaging is, and I think actually same with business networks, to a certain extent people are doing it already. It's how do you connect what's already known with the aspirations of SAP and bring them together, and that's a big journey.
Yep, I would agree with
no,
that.
I agree. IoT is very important for SAP customers, where there's so many manufacturers in the install base, so many people who make things and want to see things and to monitor things.
Yeah.
And this move of supporting Hadoop Spark makes them viable in the space before they had big concerns.
Great. Well, we're winding down here on time. Any closing thoughts from either of you on the show and how it went?
It's a work in progress. It's a journey. It's not a destination yet, and it's exciting for guys like us because it's full employment for a while. We got a lot of work to do. But I think seriously, there's some good value. I think Hasso's talk put some numbers on the table which were interesting, and more to come.
Cool. Yeah, I think it's exciting for SAP rebuilding again, right? Once more, first time discounted by design situation. I think it's an interesting thing. Customers should look at the value they get from SAP and what pathways they will have as they change using the wheel analogy on the car, right? Which wheel is going to go first, which tire is going to be put on, how can I move there?
Awesome. Well, thanks so much for coming in. It's interesting as always to talk to both of you. We really appreciate it, and hopefully we can have you back here next year.
My pleasure. Thank you.
Thank you.
And thank you for watching. Please head over to acelightnews.com for many more customer stories.